Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne Sharp World, where today I have a brand spanking new budget knife to take a look at and show you guys. And it's one that has been rather surprising to me. I gotta say, I've really enjoyed getting to handle this one and get to learn a little more about it. And what we have here is the Best Tech Man Dundee. Now, before I go any further into this review, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in today. If you like what you see, please do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, follow along, and I will continue to bring you the content. Now, let's take a look at some overall specs on this knife right here. We have an overall length of 8.07 inches, a blade length coming in at 3.35 inches, and a blade width of 890 thousandths. Blade thickness on this guy is 125 thousandths with D2 blade steel, a drop point style blade, a flat grind, and a handle length coming in at 4.73 inches. Handle thickness on this guy is 470 thousandths with a handle width at 888 thousandths. We have a liner lock locking mechanism, G10 handle material, and a user of a right or left hand tip up carry, a weight coming in at 3.32 ounces, designed by Ostap Hell, who, in my opinion, absolutely smashed this design. I think this is a gorgeous knife and an excellent job by him. And we have a price coming in at $55 MSRP with a $45 MAP price. So expect to see it somewhere in between there, depending on who you're buying it from and how much they're willing to sell it for. But yeah, I gotta say, this definitely reminds me of some Ostap Hell designs, and I am a fan of Ostap Hell. Sometimes I forget how much I like his work because I don't see quite as many designs from him as I do other designers, but this one is a very well done job indeed. Let's take a look at some size comparisons here and see what we have in terms of length. Here we have the Benchmade 940, which I think is about as good as it's going to get in terms of a size comparison here. Let's bring out another budget knife or knife under $100. This is the Civivi Cogent. Yeah, this is definitely a budget knife. I can't remember what it comes out. I think it was like 69 bucks for this. So yeah, definitely a budget knife. But yeah, pretty good there in terms of size comparison. You have a nice length and really a pretty classy blade shape. I don't know. This design, I love this design. It's all pretty much from the handle or from the blade. It all starts with the blade, and it is just a gorgeous one. Quite possibly Ostap's best blade design yet, in my opinion anyway. I love the way the fuller works in with the swedge and kind of just disappears, but just a lot of really, really intriguing, satisfying lines on this guy. You do have a very, very slight recurve down here, but I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue when it comes to sharpening. It shouldn't be too bad. Have some excellent jimping up here, which is nice and kind of tacky and grippy. Very nice jimping. And in terms of edge, we're looking at 21 thousandths, but even more importantly, very nice honed edge. This is a very smooth edge. There wasn't a burr anywhere on this thing, and it sliced through some paper pretty darn nice. Just a very smooth cutter, so very enjoyable blade. And a lot of things to like about this, except for that blade material. Now I understand that this is a budget knife, and D2 is a pretty cheap steel nowadays, and in terms of price and performance, it is a good steel. I get that. I'm not arguing that. I would just really like to see 154cm or 14C28N preferably, or either one of those two over D2. But again, at $55 to $45, I really can't complain too much. Would I have liked to seen something else? Yes. Am I outraged that it's D2? No, it's just kind of whatever. But nonetheless, it is still just a gorgeous blade shape and one of my favorite blade designs. One of my favorite looking blades of the year. It really is that good. Really do enjoy this blade. And you go into the handle, and it still feels pretty damn good in hand. It's pretty neutral, but there's a lot of kind of contouring on the handles. I don't know if I would consider it contouring because chamfering is more just like along the very edges. So some nice subtle contouring with some good lines. I kind of like how these lines, like, they change in texture as well. You kind of have more of just like the stippled texture here, the pressed texture, and then up here is more just smoothed out, but you still kind of see some texture. And it just lines up really well with the blade. You kind of have those lines spreading out and meeting with the blade, and it's just a really good looking knife. Very impressive knife in terms of overall looks. The liner lock here has some very nice access. Very, very easy to break that lock, close the blade. That's very nice. One thing that I did not mention on the blade with the fuller, I don't see anyone being able to middle finger flick this thing. This fuller is purely aesthetic. If you can middle finger flick this, then congratulations, because I can get my middle finger in there. I can feel it, but I can't get that out. If you can get it out, let me know, because I'd be very impressed. But from my experience, this fuller here is just aesthetic, but boy, oh boy, is it aesthetic. It looks so good. But going back into the handle, I really do like how they gave everyone the option for a left or right hand carry. That's very nice. The only thing about the handle that I don't love is the fact that there is no support here in the middle. So that is going to make for a little flex. Not much, but you will feel a very small amount of flex in the handle. Some people can't stand flex at all. Now, is this going to be just fine? Yeah, I have no concern of the handle not being stable enough to use. But it is nice to have either, even if it's just a standoff back here where the actual blade will kind of draw back, so you have kind of more of the space. Like, it is hard though, because what they did was a really good job of blade width to handle ratio. So when the blade's folded in, you don't really have any room back here to add another support. You could have maybe put this backspacer a little more up here, but you're really running out of room in terms of where you could put a backspacer here to add that stability. So I get why it's not there, and it's not the end of the world, but just be advised that you will feel just a small amount of flex. Even with the G10 handles, there will be a very, very small amount of flex in this handle with no support in the middle. But like I said, still plenty solid enough of a handle. And if you're just using it for general EDC tasks, in my opinion, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. But yeah, that is the handle. The pivot here is pretty nice. I believe that is fixed with a kind of a notch, so it won't be free spinning, which is very nice. And just a good looking handle that matches the blade and the clip back here. I was really surprised. I personally didn't have any issue with getting this clip over my pocket hem, which was very surprising because I was actually wearing khakis the day I first got this and tried to put it in the pocket. So it wasn't a really thick hem, but it was thicker than just typical gym shorts or something like that. But yeah, it works for the most part. If you have thicker hems, it's probably a safe bet that you may have to, put a little extra effort into getting this over the pocket. But I like their attention. It's not super strong, but it's not too light. It's a very nice medium that's going to just work fine, keep it in your pocket securely, but also not have too much pressure that'll tear up your pants or anything with the texturing from the G10. I also really like the fully recessed clip. That's a very nice feature for a knife that's coming in at $50 or less, $55 to $45. So very nice feature there as well. And that's basically the handle. And like I said, you break that easy access to the liner lock and you have very nice action, very nice detent. There's really nothing that was a complete fail on this knife. There's nothing that I'm like completely disappointed with. The action's very solid. It's on par. I'm not going to say it's better than any other budget knife because I don't think it is. But it's very nice to push button, and it's also very nice to light switch. So in terms of action for a flipper, it has everything you want. Very easy to close. The longer blade also makes it pretty easy to just, shake it shut. It's very smooth on the close as well as deployment. And like I said, for a detent, it's about as good as a detent can get. If it was any harder, I just don't think it's even necessary to have a harder, a stronger detent for this knife. Very well done job on the detent as well. And the only thing that I think would have made this a little better is if you could use that fuller. If I could middle finger flick that blade out, that would be sweet. But I also just really like the sleek lines of this handle, whether it be open or closed. Just a very, very attractive knife. Very good looking. Very nice fit and finish for a $55 knife. Very nice fit and finish. And just a very nice presentation, open or closed. So that's it, guys. This is a home run from Ostapel and Best Tech Man. Yeah, I didn't say this at the beginning. I think a lot of people probably know this. Best Tech Man is the budget version of Best Tech. They're kind of branching out. I probably should have mentioned that at the beginning of this video because I'm sure there's some people that didn't know that. But Best Tech, man, is a smaller company of Best Tech. It kind of like Civivi to Wii, if you guys, I'm sure you guys all know that. So that's kind of like what it is. And while I have it here, here's the box, because I don't think anyone's seen the box yet. This is it. I can't say I'm crazy about the Best Tech Man name. That's kind of a weird name, but the logo's okay. I mean, it's whatever. You know, it's another brand. The industry is continuing to boom, and it's going to just keep getting better and more competitive. So there's a lot of things to look forward to, and I do think Best Tech Man is one to keep a very strong eye on. Hope to see some 154CM or 14C28 in their future designs. But regardless of all that, this is a winner for 45 to 55 bucks. This is a winner. It's one I'd recommend. Let me know what you guys think of this. I think it's going to be a very popular knife and a very popular seller. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And until the next one, I'm out.